Hello, guys. Okay, I apologize. We are in my room. I am extremely sick, but we have boot camp, so we are gonna bustle through this. And I made a commitment to y'all, and I am here. May not be the best of me, but I am here, and I apologize if for my voice and how I sound. But today I want to talk about one and dones. I want to talk about core IPAs, and I want to talk about what they mean. And so basically IPAs. Okay. So why are one and dones and core IPAs so important? Well, for me, it is basically how I avoid being glued to my phone. And I know a lot of times people will say that they feel like they're always on their phone or they're scrolling or this, that, or the other. And here's the thing, it is perfectly okay to be on your phone to have fun on social media. You do not have to turn your social media into unenjoyable time where all you're doing is feeling like the only time you can get on your phone is to work. That turns into busy work also. And that is not what we are about here. Okay. That is not what I want you guys to learn. That is not what I want you guys to do. So, with that being said, let's break down some IPAs. And I am going to pull up my current IPA list that I sent literally this morning to y'all. And we are going to talk about it. So, IPAs, self-development, products on your stories, interactions, 3-2-1s, growing your network, real and or TikTok and or both and or all, making a post, sharing to your stories, birthdays, and I am and gratitude. So let's talk about those and let's break it down into the one and dones versus those core IPAs and how it's going to work, how it's going to build your business behind the scenes. And here's the thing. These are actions, and my goal for you guys is to have you guys doing actions to by the time you get done with your action list, your IPA list, the one that you first did is starting to work for you and you kind of forgot that you even did it. Okay. And that's how I feel about content and having it work for us and actions having it work for us. So I want to give you guys an analogy. If I can speak, sorry, I apologize. I want to give you guys an analogy because IPAs are a lot like cooking dinner. Okay. If you are making pasta, right? You're making pasta with bread and salad and you're making dinner, right? Are you making the noodles and letting them sit, and then you're going to make the sauce and let that sit, and then you're going to make the salad and let that sit, and then you're going to put the bread in the oven and let that sit, and then once you've finished each one individually, then you're going to put it all together on the table? No, that's not time friendly, right? That's not how you cook a dinner. You're going to let your water boil and you're going to be cooking your sauce at the same time while your oven is heating up for your bread and your salad is in the refrigerator. You know what I mean? And you're putting once the water is boiled in your pasta, you're putting your noodles in, you're stirring the pasta, you're putting your bread in the oven, and you're making your salad, right? You're doing it all together and it's working together. That is like IPAs, okay? They are working together. But if you are looking at it as I need to make my noodles first, I need to then make my sauce, then I need to wait for the bread, and then I need to, like, you're breaking them up and you're not allowing them to work together behind the scenes. You're not allowing them to work for you. You just are sitting there and you're doing busy work and you're expecting one task to do the work of all of those actions, and that's not realistic. So let's break down your IPA list and let's talk about which ones are our cores and which ones are our one and done. So self-development, one and done. Okay. We are doing what? Maybe 15-20 minutes of self-development and then we are done. We're not overdeveloping our brains or our business side. Like, we're just not overdeveloping because that's exhausting. Products on stories, one and done. Once your 3 steps are in your stories, you're then not 4 hours later going to go re-put your 3 steps on. Like, once you take them, that's it. One and done. Let's see. A sharing to your stories. That is a core IPA. That is an all day thing. All right. Interactions, that's a core IPA. 3-2-1s, that's a core IPA. Growing your network, that's a core IPA. Birthdays, one and done. Making a reel and a post, one and done. And then I am in gratitudes, one and done. Okay, so those one and dones, get them done in your first hour. We have our batching and planning Zoom for a reason, and it is there so that way you can plan out your content and your one and dones and have it set for you every single morning. So that way, when you spend your hour doing your one and dones, you're done. And then whatever your core IPA is for that day, you can fit into the little pockets of your day. That is the beauty of working this business effectively and efficiently instead of flying blind and trying to figure it out as you go. I really want you guys to take some time and look at your schedule, your Thrive, your IPAs, and ask yourself what you're doing. Because if you're only doing 2 things out of that entire list and you're like, I'm doing all the things, I'm doing my IPAs, like it's just not working because I don't like IPAs, so I'm only doing the ones that I like. Okay, well then you can't come to your leader, you can't come to me, and you can't say that you're doing all the things and that it just isn't working for you. Like that's not realistic, and that's not the truth. Truth is you are not doing the system that is put in front of you. And so you kind of have to realize that you have to figure out a way to do this system for you. Am I saying that you have to do it in the first hour of your day like I do? No, but what I am saying is it is doable in your first hour of your day, because if you're anything like me, I have to get my one and dones done. Otherwise, mom life, wife life, leader life, life, right, gets in the way. And I cannot, like, I just don't think to sit down and do my IPAs because my brain has 37 tabs open at one time. Okay. So this allows you to not have to focus on, did I do this? Did I do that? No, you did it in the first hour of your day. You got those one and dones done. They're going to work for you throughout your entire day. They're going to work for you and continue to work for you throughout your entire week as you do them every single day consistently. And I say every single day consistently because y'all, the first thing, and if you have ever messaged me asking for help and advice, one, I'm always there for you. But the first question I ask you is, what have you done in the last 30 days consistently for your business every single day? And multiple people come to me and they're like, I do my IPAs. Okay, but that's not what I asked. I want to know how you do it and what you're doing. Because here's the thing, a lot of people will tell me they're doing their IPAs and I ask them how they're doing it. And they're really not doing their IPAs. They're telling themselves that they're doing it. And they're telling themselves that it's the same thing because they're doing like a shorty version of their IPAs. But in actuality, they're not doing their IPAs. So when you break it down into your one and dones and your core IPAs, you're going to end up surprising yourself after 30 days of how much you have learned and how much you have grown and how much behind the scene work is actually working for you. So your, homework for today is going to be to get into your IPA groove. Okay, what do I mean by that? This isn't something that you're going to be writing down. This isn't really something that you're going to be sharing on social media. This is more of an internal assignment that I want you to do. And I want you to cautiously pay attention. And this is going to be a week-long homework, okay? Because we're starting it today and it's going to go all the way through the end of the week. And I want you to spend 7 days being aware, self-aware of what you're doing for your business. And this is how I created my IPA list. So this is kind of my little formula that I created that for me back in 2019 when I restarted and I created IPAs. I said, what am I doing every single day that is building my business? How am I successful? What am I doing? And that's where these IPAs came from. They aren't just like pulled out of thin air. Like, this would be really fun. Let me have people do some 3-2-1s. Like, this would be really fun. Let me have people do some interactions. Like, no, I didn't just pull them out of thin air. Like, this is fun. This is fun. Let's see who I can get to do this. This was me actually writing down what I do daily. So I want you to either take a mental note, or if you're like me, I need to write things down. And I wrote down what I did daily for my business. If I did interactions, what kind? Was it story interactions? Was it interactions on the notes on Instagram? Was it interactions on posts? Was it interactions on people that are on my friends list on Facebook, or that I am following on Instagram, or that are following me, or that are liking my posts on Facebook, or that are liking my posts on Instagram? this is the kind of homework that I want you guys to get into this week, is getting into the nitty-gritty of what you do to build your business. Because let me tell you something, when you have an account of what you do, it is very, very easy for us to then say, okay, let's tweak this. Let's do this. Okay, this is busy work. Let's replace it with more of this, or you know what I mean? So it allows us to really break it down. So the next time you feel, or maybe you still feel right now that you're struggling, right? You're 23 days into this boot camp and you're like, you know what? I'm still struggling. This is going to allow us to pinpoint those struggle parts. And it's also going to be a rude awakening for a lot of people in 7 days when they go and they tell themselves that they were doing all these things and they don't have all these things to show for it. So again, this isn't really a homework for you to post on social media or anything like that. This is an internal homework that I want you guys to get real with yourselves. And I call it my picking myself off the bathroom floor moment. Okay. In 2019, that's what I did. I picked myself up off the bathroom floor. I messaged Christina Tammy. I messaged a lot of people. Christina Tammy was the only one who wanted to work with me. And I said, I'm back. Like, let's do this. I'm running. And ever since then, we have done IPAs. There's a reason why she trains on a lot of things, because she's been here with me from the very beginning of creating these things and getting self-aware. So I want you guys to have your picking yourself up the bathroom floor, up off of the bathroom floor type of moment, and realize what you can do for your business to grow, how you're going to grow, and having that self-aware, self-discipline moment of, wow, I need to do this, or wow, I'm doing interactions, but I'm only doing it one way. So at the end of the 7 days, what you can do is you can message me and say, hey, I noticed that I'm only doing interactions one way. What are some of the ways that you do interactions? Do you see how this is going to open up a conversation with me and allow me to then help you create things? Or maybe you're like, I'm only doing, which I have a 3-2-1s and interactions video coming this week. So don't worry, I will get into those as well. If you're like, well, what other ways are there? Well, don't worry, I will get to that this week. That's why this is your assignment, because we're going to break down this week as you are figuring out your IPAs and how you work your business. This week, we're going to break down those core IPAs, and I'm going to tell you how exactly I do those, how I started doing them, how I tweak them, how I do them today. Because guess what? This industry is always changing. The way that you do your 3-2-1s today will not be the way that you do your 3-2-1s in 6 months, because things are always changing and things are always adding and evolving and all the other synonyms, right? So it's a really, really, really important to know how you do things, so that way we can add to it, or we can tweak things, and we can get really self-aware with ourselves and what we need to do. So that is your assignment. And I was trying to think, what was the other assignment that I had? Sorry, y'all. I have a really high fever, so my brain is like fried right now. I'm trying to think. Hello. Being in your stories, face to face, okay? Face to face, or doing some sort of product story, where it be your personal testimony, how you feel on the products, or really talking about why you're using the products. And you might be like, Linz, I already did that. That's the point. Yep, we already did it. We already talked about 3-2-1s. We already talked about the 3 steps. We already talked about why we use them. But guess what? We're going to do it again, because it's a new week. It's a new time. This is the point of the boot camp, was to show you how repetitive I am. I hear all the times, I talked about, and I did an opportunity at the beginning of the month. Okay, well, now we're 23 days in. When was the last one you did one? The second? No. We got to do it again. We got to get in our stories. So I hope that you are writing down also and keeping track of the assignments and the different things I'm having you guys talk about in your stories, because come the 1st of next month, or the 1st of, if you're watching this on the replay, the 1st of whenever you end this, right after the 30 days, you're going to start back at day 1. You can restart all of these assignments again. You might not be making highlights out of them, but you can add them into your existing highlights, or you can just continue to talk about it, which then draws people to your page to look at your existing highlights. So it is a never-ending, repetitive talking about the same things, because guess what? Our products are the same. I've been talking about them for 5 years, and I will never stop talking about them. So day 1 excitement, day 1 passion, because today is day 1 that somebody notices that you're a thriver, and you are going to spend the next week really getting self-aware with what you're doing for your business. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. We will chat tomorrow.